message after the tone.
Hello, Mr. Smith. The election is drawing near. Have you decided on your vote? If you haven't, please let the Republic Party make the most of your precious vote. Thank you and have a nice day.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Killer8. In that grisly cutscene that we opened with, we saw Hiro Kasai humiliated and bondaged the hell up, jumping off of a cliff at the request of Matsuoka, who we saw at the beginning of the Sunset mission. And he was the guy who got, like, neck grabbed by Kunlan with his god hand. Yeah, he made him do that for his insubordination to Japan. So, anyway, in this part, we're gonna get started with one of the more interesting missions, the final mission at that, and I say we go ahead and see what Harmon and Samantha have to offer, shall we? Oh, Samantha. And with Harmon nowhere to be seen, I guess we just have one option left, and that's to head inside the Forbidden Room once and for all. Let's do it.
Check.
What a coincidence. Check.
This time, the game is mine. Do you want to hear a story, Harmon?
Why not?
There once was a young man who had a promising future. The center-back position was his to keep, and no one could take that away from him. Any play was a fair play. No one blew the whistle on him. Everybody loved him. Not to mention his campus sweetheart. Ooh, she was something. They were the perfect couple. He graduated from Columbia with an MBA. His opportunity was infinite. He could do whatever he wanted with his life. But was he satisfied? No. Every night he would cry, begging the Lord. Something deep within needed awakening. Then one day it happened. That moment when the subconscious rises to the surface. Well, the way it triggered was very simple. It happened when his mother came onto him one night. As if the spirit of Jack the Ripper had taken over his body, he stabbed and stabbed until you couldn't tell who she was. You know what I think? An angel whispered into his ear. The angel gave him the extra courage he needed to give her the divine retribution she deserved.
Sure she wasn't the Hell's Angel?
I'm pretty sure she only had good intentions.
You really are a villain.
I had nothing to do with it, but I must admit, my memory has become a bit misty these days.
Garcian is so ambivalent at their reaction to them seeing him, which is very unusual, and something that I don't feel is very well explained in the game, but you guys will it'll make sense a little bit later. But that was a pretty disturbing story as well, so we're gonna go ahead and get started on the Smile assignment, and this is probably the most tedious mission in the entire game. This first part does serve a lot of significance to the plot, so I'm not trying to undermine it. It's just, gameplay-wise, it's very weak. But let's go meet up with Christopher Mills for one last time.
The remnant parties have started making their move.
I felt a disturbance in the air. What's gonna happen?
Terrorism. Different from the smiling faces. It's hard to predict the kind of terrorism Japan will engineer.
Terrorism using wit, most likely. Think they're capable of damage devastating enough to shake the foundation of the United States?
I need you to fly to Philly, right? A former aide to the leader of the UN party has information. He goes by the name Matsuken. Okay, he's staying at the Union Hotel. Now find him.
Who is he?
Kenjiro Matsuoka. He's the only guy remaining that belonged to the UN party. Now, he's the leader of 10 million secret Japanese members that are scattered around the world. He is a major force.
10 million?
What do you think they're capable of?
If they gathered in one state and organized their votes as one large block vote, then
They could win the seat of a state. It's gonna be a wild game, because everyone's gonna want a piece of Matsuken.
the master has disappeared.
Yeah, Garci. About that. Look, I need to tell you something real important.
Go ahead, lay it on.
Let's see, how should I, Okay, 30 years ago, you and Harmon...
Oh man, Garcian Smith, certified badass, thusly renamed Solid Smith. Oh man.
Welcome to the Union, sir. How many nights will you be staying with us?
Actually, I'm meeting someone.
Oh, Mr. Smith. We've been expecting you. The top floor. Please use the elevator in the back.
How do you know my name?
I remember all the faces of our guests. Even your bag, sir.
Huh?
Oh, lovely Gymno PD. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that was actually the voice actor for Travis Touchdown, and also the former manager of the Flower, Sun, and Rain Hotel. Now, this area kind of sucks, so I'm going to go take care of this guy real fast, and we got to go ahead and get to our Harmon's room ASAP, because we can't kill these guys very easily, so I'm going to go ahead and just run in here and call upon the powers of Dan as we're introduced to a new character. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to show you Mr. Stewart here, and he's going to step in temporarily, or permanently rather, for Samantha. So that's nice. He has literally no backstory or speaking lines, but I guess it's nice that he's going to be there for us, for the most part. So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Allison Cruz, and today is Friday, June the 13th, and that's kind of interesting that, you know, we finish off the last level of the game as, you know, a quote-unquote eerie day. I don't know, it's just such a pop culture thing, but just for a point of reference. So we'll go ahead and save here just in case. Now, the reason why I said this game, or this level, is incredibly tedious is that we have to collect 7 soul shells, and we have to do that across 7 floors, and each floor is identical, aside from the fact that we can go through a couple different corridors, but literally they are exactly the same, minus the fact that they're just different color palettes, and it's just weird. So let's go ahead and take out this duplicator over here. We can actually skip him, but we need to go over here first. There's Camellia waiting for us. Now, luckily, because we're now level 5 on everything, we can go ahead and automatically lock onto their weak points, which will make harvesting blood all that much easier. And I am very much looking forward to doing that, especially with the sheer number of things we're going to have to do with our blood. So I'm going to go ahead and kill this guy. There we go. And we already have 5, so here, before he comes towards us, whoop. Oh god, do you see that? Do you see that? Without auto-aim, that would be incredibly difficult. So, in just my opinion, just because we're in such close quarters, so most of the time we're probably just gonna skip those guys. But we're gonna go head over here to where Mr. Ito McAllister was standing, I believe is his name. He is in the Flower, Sun, and Rain Hotel in that game, which is also another... I just want to be Kaede. That's its own game. It's another Grasshopper game, which is pretty cool. And I was thinking about doing it, but it was a Japan-only game, and I don't know. But anyway, is this okay, Mommy? Did I do it right this time? No, you gotta go down the river, not across the stream. And with that, thank you, Mikazaru, for your lovely input there. But we've got another soul shell here, or our first one, rather. So, like I said, plot-wise, this area makes sense and is very interesting, probably my favorite part of this game. But for the most part, it's just playing through it is a drag. I didn't practice it in any capacity, so any deaths we have here, I'll probably just show on screen since I've been cutting out a few of them just because they would be so out of the way, and I just ultimately wouldn't be, you know, confident with my commentary. Sorry, I was just something just crossed my mind. That was really weird. So, yeah, we have to go up each floor and explore pretty much to its depths, and we have a Harmon's room in each one, which is, you know, not too bad. If we just step inside each one, it wouldn't be too bad. So, this first room, though, a little bit on the irritating side, on the sheer notion that, can this guy just die, please? On the left, there's going to be our largest duplicator yet. It's bigger than the one we saw before, but I want to wait for the Heaven Smile to cross us here because it's a little irritating having to turn around the corner needing to fight him instantly. So unless I just need to take a few steps, and then, but the music in this part is pretty badass, though. It doesn't have any official name. It's just when people were, like, looking through the game files and they were trying to find out the name, it was just under some weird, like, freemove.004 or something. So, and did they not spawn? There it is. Thank you. So there's Iwazaru there. And, boom. Alright, so there's, what's her face over there? I'm gonna go ahead and destroy this and take care of Camellia in just a moment. But first, I would like to get rid of all my blood, good sir. Oh, come on. I'm going to blow off his arm. Nope, or just get no blood. That's fine by me. Alright, just, yeah, I'd see, just like replaying this level like more than once would in and of itself just drive me insane. And I got no blood out of that. Alright, so let's go. There's one, and, oh, this guy's a runner. There we go. So I'm gonna go ahead and waste up all my blood right there. And let's see, Camellia, good point. Leg, thank you. And Jesus, do you see this? Do you see how insane this would be without auto aim? Like, auto aim is kind of like a weak excuse for like, hey, like I would rather just be able to see them than have it automatically lock onto them. But that's not an option in this difficulty. So I was considering playing through this level on Killer 7 difficulty just to show you guys how fast you can go through and just tank through this. Like, right here at this point I would have had like 20 vials of blood and just taken care of all of these weak points instantly, so... But, you know, it's just like, you go through it way too fast, and, you know, we could just finish this game. I mean, playing it on this difficulty in and of itself is already, you know, a thing, so can I get some blood, please? Thank you, thank you. And so that is our duplicator. I think there's another one after this, but not in this level. Alright, can we please? Oh, thank you. And there we go. Thank you very much. Alright, so let's talk to Iwazaru, see what he has to say. Well, he's gonna say, Master, there's a duplicator over there. You might want to be careful because he's got a lot of weak points. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Mr. Tingle, that was what he was saying. So yeah, he's saying darkness, there's sure to be enemies, and my old intuition speaks to me. Because I can listen and speak, I just can't see. So yeah, each floor will have its own set of different Heaven Smiles, so we'll see pretty much every one that we've seen in this game up to this point throughout these levels. And we'll also still be introduced to new ones later on, so, in the name of Harmon. So yeah, here he just told us only the Hellion can take this guy out. Jeez, thanks a lot, buddy. So over here, I do believe, is a Harmon room. And it's very, like, all of these rooms literally are exactly the same, so yeah, not gonna bother with that. So there's a part over here actually where there's going to be 4 Heaven Smiles that spawn in a row, and I'm going to be a little bit on the cautious side for all things considered. What the? You're going crazy with your... of course, I slowed him down. Alright, so yeah, I killed his weak point off on accident, so I'm going to go ahead and switch over to Harmon real fast just because he's really irritating to kill all 4 of them in a row without Harmon. And so, I don't know if there's more on this difficulty, because I've noticed they come in different quantities across the difficulty, so who knows? We'll see, though. Anyway, as we head inside of this first room, we can collect our first bullet without incident. Very nice, or second one, rather. So, that's interesting. I think the 4th floor is going to be a little bit tricky, But I'm going to be careful right here. I'm going to go in concentration mode, listening to controller speak mode. Alright.